Some of you are feeling very stuck in life, right? Lack of purpose, lack of meaning. Life is just fleeting by. You can barely keep up. You're so busy. Days and weeks and months and years are just flying by. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to start with me. Up until 10, 15 years ago, it was just a rough ride. Storm after storm after storm in life. And then suddenly I ran into calm waters where life became somewhat predictable, somewhat comfortable. What was that transition like? What happens in life where you go from storms and then suddenly everything sort of works out for you? How does that even work? Let's talk about it in a couple different ways. One of the ways it really works is that you do not accept as your destiny or fate of how life is unfolding. You truly believe and have faith that you deserve better. You know you deserve better. You can do better. And as you do that, one of the quick example that anybody can relate to is before my corporate America career took off over a decade ago, I was working in a gas station, right? So I was making $250 a week. Now, for those of you that are not in America, that is a very bad salary, right? It's $1,000 a month. The rent of apartments, the rent alone is more than that. So I was sleeping on a friend's couch and another friend's couch, and it was just a very strange life. For some reason inside of my head, I just kept thinking, I know I'm going to be making six figures. I know I am. So I was like, because I'm going to be making six figures, I need to look good because I'm going to practice. I'm going to travel. I'm going to be meeting smart people. I'm going to be learning things. I'll be taking risks. I'll be investing. I'll be doing. So I started to design this life around me. In my head, everything was in my head because my outer world, I was struggling, right? I was sleeping on a couch that wasn't mine. I was driving a car that wasn't mine to get to work and back. So all day while I was doing this work, I would be daydreaming. So if I was alone, I would be talking to myself, like, yep, I'll do this. That makes sense. And what color car would I be buying? I wonder. Then I would check out cars. Like, I think I'll take that. I like it. That'll do. I don't like those rims, but it's fine. I'll deal with it. And then I just kept looking. And Abraham Hicks would say that you look at something in the world that you would like to have as yours in your reality, and you would say, I'll take that. Thank you. And then you just leave it to your higher self, your divine, to bring it to your life when it fits, when it is good for you, right? Because you can be doing this all day, but if everything showed up at once, that would be a disaster, right? You just want to line things up. You just want to create a backlog of experiences. Why else are you here? Have you ever asked yourself why you're here? Why are you alive? You're here to do a job for 40, 50 years that you don't like? Go from bad relationships to bad relationships? Family drama? It's not fun. You want a purpose, you want a meaning, you want to jump out of bed in the morning. And for that, you need people on the same mission as you. You need a tribe, you need a community. Greg Braden, Michael Singer, Abraham Hicks, Dr. Joe, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Alan Watts, they all advocated for communities. They said this is going to be the future of humanity. Now, communities are becoming more specialized, perhaps. Some are, some aren't. But in my view, they are specialized. People are all focused on enlightenment, spirituality, mastering spiritual practices, mastering their mind, flow. being able to heal others, being able to heal yourself, your family members, your pets. You want to be able to do all of that, but what does that mean? You create core pillars in your life that are spiritual practices, and you start to design your life around it, like Kyoko does. she's a community member from Tokyo, so she's fun. So you start to design your life around it. That's what I did. Completely changed my mind. Completely changed my energy. Completely changed my story of life. So Greg Braden says that if you change your story, you change your life. Dr. Joe says, when you change your energy, you change your life. They're not two different things. They're just two different faces of the same picture. It's the same, they're saying the same thing. You can't change your story without changing your energy. And when you change your energy, you change your story, because both of them change your personality, and your personality changes your personal reality. If anything inside of you changes, your faith, your belief, your habits, the way you think, the way you look at things, you're more kind, let's say, you're more patient. It changes you as a person, changes your energy, changes the way you view the world, because it changes a lens. And when the lens changes, you are now seeing the world and challenges and realities and opportunities and synchronicities in a new light. You're seeing them differently. What does Dr. Wayne Dyer tell us? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. It's that easy, guys. It is getting you unstuck, and at the same time, it is giving you the purpose. So let's say you establish these spiritual practices as main pillars of your life. I want to know, what is it that I'm not understanding about life? Why am I experiencing less than 1% of existence, which is you, the hologram? And you start to practice a little bit more with these spiritual practices, with the tribe, with the community, because when you practice with the community, how does it benefit you exponentially? It benefits you through constructive interference, because you and I are non-local, which means if you and I are on a phone call, we are connected. Our auras, our fields are connected while we're talking to each other on the phone. Similarly, if you're on my Zoom call, or if you're connected with me, when I'm meditating and you're meditating at the same time, our field energies are affecting each other. And as we create coherence in our heart and mind, as we create order in ourselves, when we slow down our brain waves, right? When we slow down our breathing, we slow down our brain waves, get into alpha, we get into theta, we get into delta. And when you get into deep delta, your body is sound asleep and your mind is awake. And now you can do things. Now you can set intentions out there that you want your dreams to be lucid, that you want synchronicities and coincidences to find you. You start to program yourself in a way that you want to be programmed. You are no longer relying on the previous programming of your parents, your relatives, your friends, your bullies, your teachers, your exes, your bosses. And as you create coherence in your mind, in your heart, you're creating coherence in more orderly patterns in your field. And the more orderly the patterns in the field, the better the projector in the 3D hologram as your reality, as you. What is disease? It's just lowering of frequency, or in other words, it is a distorted projection because of incoherent energy in your field. So more coherence you create in your field, the more disease disappears. And this happens spontaneously, guys. We've had meditations where a person has Parkinson's and now it doesn't. Literal reality shift. You can shift your reality instantaneously if you're good. If you can't, you're just not that good. So keep practicing. People that will get up from the wheelchair And they will then go ahead and donate the wheelchair. It's not something that just happens that momentarily they just got to walk and back to the wheelchair. No, we have had testimonials that this lady said that she donated her wheelchair. She didn't need it anymore. She was just walking, yeah, a little wobbly at first, and then all of a sudden you're fine. And as long as her circuitry caught up, it took a little time for her circuitry to catch up, but she was standing suddenly. She was walking. This happens, and you can get to these tipping points, these breakthroughs, where not only can you do these things for yourself, you can do these for other people. You become a beacon of light. So rather than you attempting to wake the world up, you become greatness. You become wholeness. You become the kind person and the patient person that you would want to see in the world. And it affects other people. Just by walking by you, it affects them. And they will start to wonder about you. You know, people that are awake, people that are good at this stuff, you can see so much clarity in their eyes when you look in their eyes. You can feel kindness in them. You can feel the love that is just coming out of them. It's as if the glassiness on their eyes has been removed. You can almost see the divinity in them. And when you get to that state, through pillars of spiritual practices in your life, and as you design your life around it, you get into this flow state where the divine, the higher self comes right through you. You will have deeper conversations. You will have opportunities and synchronicities that will be identified because the higher self is looking through you. And it can see more. It is infinitely smarter than you, right? In fact, if you're in flow state and you're having a conversation, that conversation will be so impressive that not only the person you're talking to is like, but you're also listening to yourself and you're like, where did that come from? So I hope this helped. I'm going to make a detailed version of this, and we're certainly going to talk about this at the retreat next month. Yeah. And Cole and I just went over the shifting reality meditation. It's coming out soon. Have a beautiful day. Be kind. Be patient. Be love. Be the greatness the world needs. Right? I love you.